Proudmasculine pop-up live stream. I'm in between, I'm on a commute, and I caught up on my phone calls that I had to make. Just rearranging some stuff for later today and tomorrow. So I figured I'd drop in and make some content. Today I'll just tell you about where I'm at. And that is, I didn't sleep worth a shit. Tired. And my day is far from over. It's just turned 2 p.m. here. And I won't be coming home until about 10:30. I have stuff to do that's going to carry me all the way till tonight. And I'm tired. And I do not feel like doing it. But this is why I'm telling you. Because the men I work with, the guys in my community, even my own son, I tell them, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how you feel. It's okay to say it and identify it, as long as you have the understanding that it does not matter. The stuff that has to get done still has to get done. Especially today in society, people have been conditioned to think that, oh, I've done this much and I've done this much and I deserve a break. And balance. And you know, guys who call their moms or tell their girls about, look, I'm wore out, I'm exhausted. And they're going to get some, perspective, direction from a female perspective, which is take a rest, take a break, take a day off. I dated this chick who was in school, and when she would get bogged down, she would literally just take the day off. Mental health break, or mental health day, she would call it. Just drop everything. No matter what was on the agenda, what had to be done, where she was at in a particular part of school. There's going to be different expectations and different ways to perform. It actually goes well with the last video about the burden of performance. That a woman can get away with that. Women have that. I remember when I used to work at a big oil refinery, and all the girl would have to do for time off is go like, hey, to get time off is go up to the scheduler and start crying and say how stressed out she is. Oh, would you take a day off, sweetie? You go relax. If you went in as a guy and said, I'm stressed, I need a day, they'd be like, what? Go back to your human. Get back to fucking work. And look, I'm not fussing. That's just the way it is. So, and the whole point being is that there's going to be, you have expectations as a man. That's going to be expected of you to deliver and produce no matter what. At the end of the day, people don't give a shit. If you're tired, if you're stressed, if you're worn out, they just want to know if you're getting it done. And if you want some long-term quality results and changes, you got to be able to bear through that. You have to be able to do it. Amen, brother. Jesus is King. So, and there's no sense in wallowing in it. Like, I still have to go, I have somewhere to go to pick up some material. I have to go to the gym. I mean, I could easily say, I'm not going to work out today. None of these stories are taking over a thing. Thank you for that foolish insight. Then while you're on my live show, put this content here for people who need to hear what I'm saying. Not for you. Hello. But, and it's, nobody's immune from having the hard days and the tough days and the things I have to trudge through, tough periods. Everybody I've talked to, my mentor, advised me when I had a day like this to use it as content, because that's what he's done, to tell people, like, look, I do get tired, I do get worn out, I do want to just go home for the rest of the day and nap, but I can't. It's not an option. And you know, if I thank you, it needs a little trim, doesn't it? And that's just part of being a man. You expect it to perform. Nobody wants to hear your excuses why. And it shouldn't even matter. Do what you have to do and get it done, and you can rest at the end of the day. And in the long run, there's a much better feeling of confidence and trust that goes with that, rather than having these small losses and giving up. Muhammad, a Muslim brother, huh? That wouldn't look bad. So, yes, you're gonna have these days. I have these days, and I'm having one today. I can honestly say I don't feel doing it. You can hear it in my voice. I slept for about 2 hours, horrible sleep, and I've been up working since then. And that's just the way it is. I still have a whole list of things to do. The day is young. I have a long night ahead of me, and I have to accomplish everything. So what is the benefit in me wallowing in it about how tired I am, or giving in to the inner bitch that tells you, like, is it really a deal if you don't work out today? You can make it up tomorrow, or you can double up, or, you know, all these excuses start flying around that the inner bitch wants to tell you. You deserve a break. You work hard. You got a lot on your plate. Like, all these things to talk me out of doing what I know is best and what has to be done. Tomorrow will be a better day. Thank you, brother. And I'm confident it will. I'm not even having a bad day, to be honest with you. I'm having a very productive day. I just have a little bit of ass drag and weight behind me because of my poor sleep. And I'm fasting. So, that's it. And I'm glad you say that. Tomorrow will be a better day, and that's the outlook. Today is today. It doesn't even have to be a negative that I'm tired. It doesn't have to be a negative that I don't feel like it. You see, this is what drives me nuts when I hear men say, I feel. Who gives a fuck how you feel? It doesn't matter. That sounds like a woman expressing herself. Well, I feel like women and men are equal. You know, they have all this crazy rationalizations about how they feel. It's empty. It's a hollow fucking statement. I feel. But my next response is, so what? You feel good? Awesome. Feel bad? What are you going to do about it? Like, what the fuck? Does that even matter? Like, think about that. And not to mention, this is stuff that I tell men to do. I tell my son, I instruct my son. Men who pay me to work with me for coaching. I tell these men the same thing. How in the fuck can I tell people to do this and I don't do it? I don't deliver. I don't follow through with what I say. That's called a grift, a grifter, a masturbator. I'll talk all the shit, and then I do a whole nother thing. I tell you how to pull yourself out of a hole and level up and reinvent yourself. I don't do any of that. I'm just telling you. What is that? That's a fraud. And they have them out there. They do exist. So the point of this video is to say, look, we all have those days. Everybody, even the seemingly most successful people. Like right now, one guy I follow who I really like his direction and I like his philosophies is Alex Hormozy. And he said that. He's had to drag his ass through 16-hour days, little sleep, no money to buy food. And, he did it. But look where the guy's at now. This is through these times where we don't feel like it. It's the opportunity for us to prove our inner bitch wrong. It's an opportunity to build a solid foundation of evidence that I can bear it, I can make it happen. I can still do it no matter what. It goes a long way, not just for other people who see, but for me, most importantly. It's through the adversity and through the times that we got to trudge a little bit. It takes a little more work than usual. We got to grind out a little bit. That we've proved to ourselves, like, okay, I fucking got it. I got what it takes. And when something does come up, it's not overwhelming. It's not an overwhelming thing like, oh God, how am I going to do this? It's a very calm approach, very matter of fact. Like, okay, I know exactly what to do. And if I don't know what to do, I'm going to figure it the fuck out. Because I know I can hang in there to withstand the storm that may or may not come. You understand? Hate that about myself, working and keeping my word. Look, it's it's called integrity, bro. And look, we've all struggled with that. We've all been there. And I know people who deal with it still. And I believe they have the best intentions. But it starts with the little things. If you tell somebody I'm going to call you back, make sure you call them back that fucking day. You tell your kid we're going to go get ice cream and you forget, and they remind you later that night, go get ice cream no matter how tired you are. It's the little things that you build this habit. And it comes long term in the big picture that builds a whole different outlook on yourself. And it emanates. And it builds trust between you and the other people. Because like if I'm dealing with people and they say I'm gonna call you back in a little while, they don't call me back. I think to myself, I had this happen to me recently with the business. We did some work together. We had some other stuff scheduled. Said he was busy, said I'll call you back. I'm in the middle of something, I'll call you back in a little while. I didn't hear from this dude for 2 days. And you know what I thought? If I can't trust you to make a fucking phone call, I can't do business with you. If I can't trust you to keep your word, doing something as simple as hitting call back on my phone number to see what was going on that we were supposed to talk about for the next day, I can't fuck with you. Something complicated comes up, you're going to keep your word on doing your part. And so, turning that back onto myself, and that's why I do these things. If I tell my son something, if I tell my girl something, if I tell myself something, which is honestly the most important person to keep your word with, is yourself. Beautiful day out on the lake today. My eyes like a warrior. Thank you, Cricket. Cricket Thunder. From down under. Thank you. These are actually inherited these from my mother. French lineage. Acadian. Here in South Louisiana, there's a whole culture, Cajun. And on my mother's side, that's my descendants. And green eyes. That's what happens. She has the same color eyes I have. So, yeah, look, it's going to be tough days. You got to be tougher than the tough days. I think it's what really clicks for men, the switch that really clicks is once you realize how you feel about any given situation has no fucking bearing on the outcome. And how you feel about doing something has no bearing on the outcome or the path forward. You're able to just conquer shit. So what happens is, if each time it comes up, like for instance, I got to go work out here in a little bit. I got to go all the way back home. I brought my clothes and I forgot my shoes. But if I tell myself I don't feel like working out, and if I follow that up with, and what does that matter? Who gives a fuck? Eventually, I'm going to quit saying that. I'm going to quit even thinking about how I feel. I'm just going to be thinking, I'm going to be in grind mode. Here's what I got to do next. Here's what I got to do next. With no consideration as to how I feel about it. Because it doesn't matter. That's a luxury for women and kids, some kids. You're raising a son at some age where you got to start telling them the brutal truth. I don't feel like, sorry, Mom. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. People just want you to produce. That's part of the burden of performance of being a man. You've got to produce. You've got to bring value. Our usefulness also lies in being able to do that as men. Men are made, women are born. You're born with a pecker. To make yourself an effective man, making a difference in this universe, you got to work toward that. Have a killer fucking body, income, be able to solve problems, be able to protect yourself, be able to fight, be able to provide. That's stuff that's learned through growing up. This is the process of becoming a man. And it used to be mandatory for young men in certain intersections in life, certain ages, that they had to prove themselves. It was called rites of passage. It used to exist in all cultures. Now it doesn't. And it's, since the 90s maybe, I don't know, this fucking sixth place trophy generation, everybody gets a chance. This new DEI mindset, everybody's included. That's bullshit. They're lying to you. That's killing you. You have to earn every bit of your fucking manhood. What you get in exchange for that is a lifetime of fulfillment, purpose, confidence. The benefits are, you can't put a cost on it. And that's just a byproduct of going out there, proving yourself to yourself first, and providing value. And it all starts with days like when I don't fucking feel like getting up. When I don't feel like going to the gym. When I don't feel like making a fuck ton of calls and explaining stuff to people, going from one call to the next. I don't mean any of my clients. I never approach my client. I'm talking about my business. And I shouldn't even say it in such a negative term. It's not just part of the daily operation. People have to be informed of what's coming up next. And getting everybody in the loop and on the same page. And scheduling stuff out for the next day. And getting a hold of this guy. It's just part of the process. But I'm in a little bit of a funky ass mood. That's all I'm talking about. I don't fucking feel like this. When it's all said and done, when I lay my head on the pillow tonight, I'm going to have done everything I was supposed to do today. Whether I felt like it or not. And then guess what? At the end of the day, and I look back and I put my head on that pillow at about 11:30 tonight, I'm going to be so proud of myself for having accomplished that. And I'm not going to feel like shit. Like I tell guys, I've never gone to the gym and regretted it. I've never went to the gym and walked out and thinking I should have fucking stayed home. Damn, I wasted my time. Never. Now, have I put shit off that I was supposed to do and stayed home and have it eat alive at me the rest of the night and into the next day? Oh, this is fuck. I'm a bum. I'm a loser for that. I'm beating myself up for not doing what I said I was going to do. It had to be done. Because it goes on to the next day and there's still stuff that needs to be done on top of the thing that you need to do because you didn't do it when you were supposed to. And it just piles up. So get the I feels out of your mind. no sense of peace knowing that you put everything you put into that day. Especially when you have to force yourself to do it. It's even more rewarding. You got any advice to tell a 20-year-old like myself? Yes, start working on your fitness. If you are financially literate, start working on how to understand money, how it moves, how to invest, value, how to trend markets. Crypto's an up-and-coming thing. And I'm telling you this as somebody who didn't do that. Who's just learning that now. And find something you can do for a while for a paycheck. And then find the other thing you love to do and monetize it. Use one thing to fund the other. Build that into a lucrative business. That's why you learn money, so you can learn when you start making this money, what you can do with it, how you can put it to work for you to make it work for you long term. Don't settle down in your 20s. Date, have fun, be upfront. Learn and understand women's true nature, female nature. This is something people don't even talk about in families. Like fathers don't tell their sons. Not anymore. You can work on all these things. You can have a jacked body, a solid, sharp mind. By the time you're 30, you got money in the bank, business is going, multiple streams of income, you got money stashed away, like everything's good. You get one woman in your life who will destroy all that. You get one crazy bitch pregnant, she burns your life to the ground. So take the time in your 20s to date, get to know women, read the books, read Rational Male, read Corey Wayne stuff. There's another book, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Inform yourself about human nature, not just female. But being a fully integrated man is having all these bases covered. Practical female psychology for the practical man, I believe is the name of the book. Read it. And apply it to your life. And don't be manipulated or taken off course by anyone moving forward. Find your direction, laser focus, and move. Don't stop for anybody. Not your parents, especially not for a girl. At some point, you're going to have built yourself into the type of guy a lot of women are going to want. Then it'll be up to you to decide who, if any, are going to be invited into your life. You understand that, Tanner? And that's so important. It's a lot of them. Look, I speak to y'all from my testament. My results come from the battlefield, brother, not the boardroom. I didn't discuss this on the panel. I lived this shit. I've made the mistakes. I've gone through the time wasting. And, I don't mind. I'm not even angry about it because I have this knowledge. I have a 21-year-old son that who at his age is doing way better than I was at 21. And I'm so proud of that. And I can truly thank God for the opportunity to have me lived and experienced the life I've had, a crazy life. And I get to pour all this knowledge into him now. And my son gets to light years of a head start over the average dipshit walking around in society today. And if you do, it is amazing. And thank you for subscribing. That means a lot. And if you stay in touch with my content, and you'll see how easy it is to make yourself stand apart from the day-to-day competition walking around. But also the importance of it long term. And the most important thing is to pick your path and go with it. Ask God for direction and seek that direction from God every day. Be unmovable. Do not let anybody take you off that path. And I mean, and there's a few simple pillars, you know, mind, spirit, emotion, physical. Mind, body, spirit, then your emotional well-being. A fully integrated man. And through these 4 classifications, there are these subclasses that go underneath each one. Physical means your body, the way you dress, the way you present yourself, posture. So each one you break down these little subcategories. But being a fully integrated man, emotionally healthy, mentally healthy, spiritually fit, the absolute most underrated, under-talked about. I already have a girlfriend for 2 years. That's fine. I'm not saying break up. I'm just saying put yourself first. Do whatever the fuck you gotta do to conquer this life. Do the work. Make the mistakes. Fail in your 20s. That's what your 20s are built for. For trying, putting yourself out there, trying stuff, because you're still developing as a man. You're still kind of growing into your identity. You're going to form your identity through your 20s. You've already had an idea of yourself from your upbringing. Kind of hard to make moves with the country's economy. Even though I'm a med student, so it's pretty much not my fault. Yeah, look, I got news for everybody. I'm 48. It's always the same shit. The economy's not good. Don't wait on external circumstances to. That's shit. It's obstacles putting you away on purpose. To keep you thinking small. You think there's not people out there making millions a day right now? You think they bitching about the economy? They're not. That's noise for the fucking sheep. Turn off the don't listen to the news. Don't listen to anything mainstream. And part of these 4 categories is your mental diet. Don't be listening to shit that pollutes your mind. It matters. It all goes together hand in hand. It's the 4 corners of a fully integrated man that have to be in alignment. Most of the time. Obviously, nobody's going to do that 100% of the time, but at least have a keen awareness. Yeah, don't worry about the economy. The economy's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, according to how the super elites wanted to work out for their favor. It's up to you to navigate and find the nooks and crannies where the money's at for you. It's there. I promise. If you have a way to solve people's problems, there's money. That's how you bring it down. Taking the load off of somebody. I know what you mean. It's a whole different world than yeah, I really don't understand the economics of where you are. I really don't. But I can tell you, what I'm telling you is universal. It's not, don't confine yourself to this little drip, this little grain of sand in this universe. You're universal, brother. This applies everywhere. Open your mind up. Open your heart to God. Maybe there's somewhere else for you to be. I know people who've moved slap across the world and built a life as a self-made millionaire. And I know a few people like that. My business coach did that. He's from Israel. I know y'all ain't on the term, but if you had somewhere in Arab Middle East, but he's a neutral guy. And he lives in Mexico. He does remote work. He does other things. This guy's a millionaire. So don't confine yourself. Don't put yourself in these little containers that want to stuff you in. You're thinking small. That's when you go to die. Don't let anybody close that fucking possibility off. Push through. Keep it open. Keep that open channel. Because, and this is where something I hear a lot, oh, rants that, okay, yeah, what if? But entertain the other side of that what if. What if it does work out? What if things do go well? So if you're gonna have one, you gotta give the other one some fucking attention as well. There's a good possibility that it does work out, just as equal as if it doesn't. It's an unknown at this point. And I truly believe on what you're focused on and what you're centered on and what you're thinking and reacting to day to day is going to determine the way it comes out. That's my experience and that's my belief and my stand. Good, Taryn. I'm glad that you got another subscribe. I'm glad I jumped on because you know what? I didn't feel it. I'm glad I did. Gained a subscriber. You sound very intelligent. I have a live stream tomorrow night, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for the announcement. Hope to see you in there. Everybody else, thank you for coming in. Go kick the rest of the fucking day's ass.